Hello guys, welcome back to Path of Nostalgia. This installment we're looking at tube mice from the 80s, late 80s, so like 1988 roughly. So this is a pretty interesting series actually, a little short series of maybe 5-minute episodes about a group of mice living in the London Underground, like in a civilization. Quite interesting actually. So this basically I found on Toonhound actually. Toonhound, pretty interesting site. If anyone has never heard of the website, try and check it out. If you're being into like children's TV shows or something, like if you want to look something different, I'd probably recommend this actually. You know, as a website and see what you think. It's where I found Tube Mice and like PC Pinkerton, and some few others actually. And I kind of thought I could try and give it a look actually, see what it's like. And on first viewing, I really enjoyed it actually. It was something pretty interesting. The first thing about it is the style of it. 2D animation, very sort of, it's got a grimy feel to it. Very grimy, very sort of, I guess we call it like new wave, new wave punky, cyberpunk type thing. Well, not really cyberpunk, more punk related imagery included, especially with the episode title cards, which are like pasted, like it's like you see on punk compilations or do with the Sex Pistols really. That sort of like label type style that's included on there, which is pretty interesting. Its music is actually pretty good as well, like down to its synthesizers. It's very quite catchy actually. There's a lot of loop repeated stuff. They only use like a few music tracks, and they slot them in any episode really. And yeah, that's pretty alright. I mean, it's sort of. You sort of get used to the theme really of it, like, do, something like that really. It's like that really, but very interesting. Again, very, very like cheap synth sounds, very everything else, but it's very catchy music on that one. We've also got the voice cast as well. There's only 4 voice actors in this one. Rupert Late is on this one, voice of Squeak, who's a country mouse who ends up in London. You've also got Bubble, who's voiced by Sheila. I forgot her last name. Sheila something really. Excuse me. Plays a character called Bubble, who's more again streetwise, but she sticks by the code. She has like a high-vis band on her. Really, like she's like it's like a character from like an aborted Green Cross Code advert. Really. Tell the right and wrongs, respect the law and everything else, really, respect the code, the society you're in, that sort of thing. And then you got Vernon and Toaster, voiced by George Cole and Dennis Waterman. Probably the best characters in the show itself. Vernon's a very good character, again, voiced by George Cole. Again, it's just like the children's version of Arthur Daly, really. Very sneaky. It's like a teddy boy, just like in teddy boy jacket and maybe fluffy slippers or something. And then you got Toaster, which Dennis Waterman uses like a high pitch. I don't know. It makes his voice a bit more high pitch, really. And Toaster's more dim-witted. Again, very punky as well. Like he's sort of like the token punk with glasses. He's quite nerdy, very brainless as well. But like he's Vernon's Brenda's lackey. But again, it's really good. The chemistry between them two is like pretty good. It's not like Terry McGann and Arthur Daly, very much in mind there. It's nothing like that at all, really. I mean, it's like you have like bit of the wisecracker, bit of a sly dog, really, which is of course Vernon, and he's just like the brain dead assistant, really, of course, which is Toaster. You get introduced to a few other characters as well, like some artist mice as well, who I think only appear in a few episodes, really, of course, and yeah. So that's one thing. There were 26 or 20 episodes in total that were produced. However, you can only see 16 of them. 16 are around, you know, they're around. I don't know, well, you can get hold of them on VHS done by Virgin Video, and yeah, one of those things really. There's quite a few interesting episodes in there as well. The one I first watched was Catastrophe, it was called, to do with a new subway cat, because they couldn't find the other one, which was a cat called Loafer, I think, some white cat, and they just find it like in the cats, they call it the cat's home. They do, and it's just basically like, again, just like some shenanigans going on trying to free a cat actually, who's doesn't chase mice really, but that's a pretty good one. You've got Masters of Parliament. They followed some guy to Parliament. They end up in the House of Parliament, but like a small bit really. Nothing ever happens. I like the designs though, actually, of the actual humans, the actual human like us really. Very similar to the character art from, if you're familiar with the Genesis album Duke, that character Albert, he's on the front cover of Duke, and sporadically throughout the whole album artwork as well. Very similar, you know, like big body, small heads, interestingly. You know, very interesting design on that one. And Hanks in Town's another one, because that deals with American tourists, of their way of doing things as well, like experiencing London for the first time. I don't know what the character's called really, but he's supposed to be Stetson, really, on that one. Something to do with computers as well. Computer confusion it's called. Vernon Tusk trying to hack the whole subway, you know, the underground computer system, which has like robotic cleaners and stuff. And that's how goes able, some, you know, try and, on like a spin thing really, then they find less like, you know, we should, you know, what was it, turn this way, turn that way, and press a few buttons, see if anything comes along. There's also one where they go to Paris actually, where Bubble and Squeak and Bubble go to Paris, me a few art people of course, and Vernon Tusk are dressed as actual Frenchmen trying to maybe steal art or something. Interestingly, it's quite a few. It's quite a decent amount of like sporadic episodes really, which is decent. You know, I think the first few episodes sort of actually build up the series really, because you get introduced to Squeak first, then you get introduced to Bubble, which is called We Are the Tube Mice. It's called the first one, and again, pretty interesting stuff really. Again, builds the characters. Of course, you really get into the emotions really. Like I think from all episodes, I think from 4 or 5 onwards, he just comes like the normal series really. You know, like Misadventures, the 4 of them just called Misadventures, Vernon Tusk tries scheming, stealing food and whatever. Again, pretty good stuff. And the final thing, of course, is the brother and sister who actually do it. I forgot the names now, but they went on to do Gruesome Tales for Gruesome Kids and Binker, believe it or not. So they actually, this is basically their first program they worked on together, and they went on to do Grizzly Tales, of course, with Nigel Planer and Binker, which I actually do remember seeing one time. Well, like a fat black and blue cat. It has like goes like there's 3 houses, interestingly. With sort of a jazz number, like very low upright bass and stuff. Really, it's pretty interesting actually. Tube Mice. Probably seek it out actually, because it's on YouTube. You can watch on YouTube the first 16 episodes. I'm not sure if there's any available. There might be some from like a you know, Children's ITV broadcast, so that people tend to put on sometimes. The VHS you can probably hunt down as well. There's 2 volumes, of course. Never released on DVD, but it's on YouTube, so maybe give it a watch actually. I really enjoy it actually. It's very interesting anarchic feel to it. Like a look of it, very screams punk. It does, and I like that. You know, shows off like a British, again, like a semi-British dystopian type thing really, if you look at it. But really good. Voice acting well, brilliant, fantastic. Stories, they can vary really, but there's some good crackers as well in there. Well, I recommend it actually if you want to see it. I've been talking about Tube Mice. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.